Hey guys, this is Fourthcast and Invaders, and it has been probably about a week since we last recorded, and not much has changed. I mean, nothing really ever happens.
Yeah, should I include the part where we said we didn't record for 9 months?
Yeah,
between
guys, we haven't recorded since last June. It's
Yeah.
been 2 years now since the series
Oh my
started.
God,
Since
I
we
think
first recorded, it was literally like March 23.
Yeah, it was like 2 years to the day of when I uploaded part 1. It doesn't feel like it's been that long.
I like that at least 38 people have acknowledged that Invaders Nation is the name of your fandom.
Is it?
That
the name?
commenter said Invaders Nation, and 37 people liked it. I think I said Invaders Nation at the start of the last one. I said, "How's it going, Invaders
Oh.
Nation?"
Wait, I don't think this is just any person. This is a guy. I gave him feedback for
No
his
kidding.
video. Yeah. The way they structured this season is very odd because we're starting with a very not. Well, I mean, it is the start of the arc, but it's not like it doesn't feel like a big exciting change. You know.
What, season 4, episode 9? This isn't the start of a season at all.
Well, it is the start of the arc. I would say. I think
It's kind of like a transitional episode. We like to throw that around a lot, but this one very much is.
It's kind of like episode 14, I guess, in that way, where it's like in between almost. This arc is very weird. No one can decide. No one can say what this arc is exactly. And I made a post on X.
Oh yeah, because it's like for some reason on X. Don't
X
say
the
that.
Everything app.
The Attack on Titan wiki for some reason decided that the War for Parody arc starts super early and then is the arc for the rest of the show, and the Rumbling arc isn't a distinct thing.
Oh yeah. So that's what I was talking about. So I made a post on Twitter, which some of you might have seen, where I was complaining about how when this arc started, there was an interview where a producer for I think MBS or no, it was
NHK.
Yeah, NHK. A
Yes.
producer for that, or maybe the other one, said that AOT was entering its final arc. For some reason, the wiki took that as like word of God, and so they refused to divide anything after this episode and the rest of the entire show, which makes no sense. I don't think anyone likes that. Like, there's disagreements
Yeah.
on where that ends, but I don't think anyone thinks it's or considers it all the same arc. I think it's a little ridiculous. Also, the name War for Parody, that was a name that was decided when the arc had like 10 chapters. It doesn't make any sense. They leave parody. Invaders Nation can do something good here. How about we subtly influence people to start calling this and up to the end of season 4, part 2, War for Parody, and then we call the ending just the final arc.
Rumbling arc or final arc.
Yeah.
Invaders Nation, we're strong when we work together. I believe in you guys, and if this video gets 1,000 likes before the Titan gets you, no, leave a like. We have to put the like
yeah.
in.
What we learned in the last video is YouTubers say the like thing for a reason, because the last one got like 2 times more likes than usual when we said to like it.
So let's shoot for 3 times as many likes, guys.
That's maybe a little
I'm not satisfied.
Over-ambitious.
I'm feeling greedy.
This arc is weird because it's like a better version of the Uprising arc. I think we said that in the Uprising video. I think he used the Uprising as a lesson and paced this arc better because it is doing a very similar thing. It's another Uprising, just this time the main characters are on the receiving end.
My contention with the War for Parody arc, and I said this a little in the last video, but it really doesn't apply to those episodes as much as it does to this one. It's so far deep in this like tangled, like by the time you're getting Aaron's perspective, you're like 4 layers of different different narratives deep, and you don't know what happens in what order, and people completely miss the fact that Aaron and Zeke, orchestrated the whole thing, or who he was telling the truth when he was working with, or who he was lying. And it just all gets very confused because of the way Isayama tells it, so out of order, and so...
A lot of real-life fans became Jaegerists, which I don't think he anticipated at all. A big part of that is because he framed this arc to make it look like Aaron could maybe be in the right. When you really go back and like look at the order of events, it's clear that Aaron was the cause of all of it. And I don't think that came off in the manga at all, or the anime really. I don't want to start critiquing it already.
No. That's not a critique. That's a general thought I have on this is I think it's a little almost too ambitious for its own good, but it's really entertaining and really high stakes and fun, and I like it a lot.
Yeah, and this video will be kind of weird because this half of it is just like a setup for the battle that will be in part 2.
You should put peak instead of the cart titan in the thumbnail to get more views.
I was thinking about that. I'll probably put both.
Oh man, I remember when this one came out.
You have more to say about that?
No.
This episode and the next one feel very much like a. I always interpreted the manga chapters for this part as being very sad. It was like watching all the characters, and they're all so like cynical and jaded now. This episode and the next one are really like a filling in the gaps, except for Aaron's perspective. Starting with the reintroduction of Annie is interesting.
It's very interesting because I mean Armin is the narrator, but it's interesting we have him like real time narrating now.
Yeah, and I guess immediately framing it as Armin recounting it. I mean, he has a seashell there too, which is like it's like
the dream that their shared dream, and
yeah,
he's reflecting on it, and Aaron dropped it and whatnot.
Yeah.
Or Armin dropped it.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that he brought it with him.
He's trying to hold on to the hope of the world, and I think this whole segment is them even being curious and hopeful about the outside world, and everything they do with Yelena and Onyankapan and Niccolo and all that is in the spirit of, you know, friendliness and whatnot.
I always love this scene.
It's so reminiscent of Aaron Kruger.
Yeah, it is. No, I love the shot of him carrying the boat.
He looks so demonic there. Well, that's just because the season 4 model looks like that. Did they draw it? I know he started drawing Aaron's Titan more like demonic and like 100 and all, but did he draw it as freaky?
I think he still
He
looked
kinda
more like the other one, if I remember correctly. That looks very much like the original design there to me.
Yeah, he doesn't have this like the elongated like chin and like the devilish eye. I mean, he's still a little bit like the season 4, like the chapter 100 version.
Yeah. I mean, it's less clear in the manga, but there is a clear design change, at least at some level. I was sad they didn't quite do this entire shot where he's holding up the entire boat, because I always thought it looked so
a lot
cool.
of those like really big Titan shots are kind of
even
fumbled.
though he's way too big here, he should not be this big.
No, he shouldn't. That is insane. He looks so big.
He's like 100 feet tall.
Yeah, he's like 15 feet tall in real life.
Even the visual of Aaron's Titan carrying a boat is so...
It's still like awe-inspiring.
Yeah, and it's so different from what we've seen him do in the past.
Oh, there's Niccolo. He got name dropped last episode.
I always thought the volunteer setup was interesting. It's like a creative way of getting them to interact with people from the outside. This is the first time they interact with Marlians after they know the truth, you know?
Mm-hmm. They're very curious about it. Isayama does kind of portray that the whole way through, is that Hanji and Levi are still fundamentally more curious about these people than they are like angry or against them or whatever. And
we didn't talk about it last episode, but I really like both of the main volunteer characters.
Onyankapan and Yelena.
Yeah. She's so interesting how she's like, she sees everything as like a religious devotion.
I still don't have the exact timeline of things right. Yelena and Onyankapan, they're already on their side, so they've already met them. Were they?
No. That was their first meeting.
Oh yeah, Hanji was shocked too. I couldn't remember if they'd met them or not.
Yeah, so Zeke's agents are just stowed away here so they could make contact with the island.
Is Onyankapan then technically working for Zeke in a...
Yeah, Onyankapan is one of Zeke's guys, but he doesn't have the like religious fervor.
He also doesn't know the extent of the euthanization thing.
Yeah, he doesn't know about it.
How did Zeke and Onyankapan get set up?
I have no idea. We never even see Elena and Zeke interact.
Yeah, they don't. We see her
line.
like obsessed with him from a distance,
Yeah.
and she calls him a god of destruction.
But yeah, Onyankapan is, especially, I really like him. His interactions with Hanji are really fun, and I like his line to Sasha here.
What's the moment that he like switches his allegiance technically to fully be with?
I think when he finds out about the euthanasia plan, because Connie attacks him.
It's so sad to see these Sasha bits again.
Oh, they kept the Sasha and Mikasa interaction there.
It's one of the only ones they didn't cut. This is like weird in between Aaron.
This is his 16-year-old design, because that's another thing that's really weird to think about. This is like probably a couple of months after the ocean scene. This is chronologically the next scene.
That is weird.
This one shows the flashbacks in the same year as they get to the ocean. The next episode shows the flashbacks 1 year after. So the flashbacks here are in order, which I think is also easy to miss. They do kind of show things unraveling. I like how this series started with us just like making fun of everything, and now there's nothing to make fun of.
Mm-hmm.
I love Hanji.
It's a fun detail of her character that she starts so whimsical and out of place, but then it's like just like an endearing trait in a very dark world.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like she has this like childlike interest in the gun mechanisms. They've never seen semi-automatic, or
they've never seen whatever that is.
Yeah, it is literally futuristic technology to them, and I think it's really cool that her Titan interest is now applied to these weapons of war.
Yeah, her sort of like whimsy is no longer like an outlandish, over the top thing. It's not her that changed; it's the world that changed.
I like her reaction when they just find out how completely outclassed they are.
Levi and Hanji always having to like corral their reactions to the outside world is always a like funny running bit too, like with the car.
Let's look at the Titans here. They're all dancing for some reason, and they were in the manga too.
This is probably some weird reference to some shit.
Maybe, but I think he was just happy to draw pure Titans again, honestly. In most scenes where they have weird Titan poses, you can rationalize it away. Here they're fully just dancing. Like
Yeah.
there's no
No, it's 100% what's happening. Yelena and Anya Kapan are like really speaking to like cavemen here.
That's why it's so impressive to them, I think, that all the Titans are gone.
Mm-hmm. Does Marley just not want to like sink the cost of killing all those Titans?
It's probably hard to, because they'd had to land. I mean, it would be a
I guess
huge
like
military operation.
they would assume they would have to send Reiner in and like a bunch of foot soldiers.
Yeah, also if they did that, they'd probably risk the king, or what they thought was the king's retaliation. I like how they're just preoccupied. Like they have bigger... This island nation is like a low priority for them.
Yelena didn't come from a conquered nation though.
Yeah, she's role-playing, which was what Peak reveals later.
Mm-hmm.
And her devotion to Zeke is so odd.
Oh yeah, and this frame is really good too because he's not
Yeah, it is.
3D. Big ass eyes.
She's so unsettling, and I always felt like not enough was done with that, because her arc really ends abruptly. And at first I thought it was intentional to show, like, because she's a clout chaser was her whole thing. She wants to go down in history for ending the Eldian suffering. She ends up failing at everything.
And being awkwardly in a boat.
Yeah. And they added scenes in the anime and in the Levi chapter that came out that she helped to rebuild the world after the rumbling, which is something. But she has that iconic panel people love where she's creepily looking at Armin. It feels like she was maybe overhyped.
That was maybe a reading monthly thing because I was never that hyped by her. I thought she was like a
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
oddity. Look, it's in between flock hair. Everyone's kind of in an in between design, which is funny.
Yeah.
Big Armin with his little hair is so funny.
And this is another key thing here is he doesn't reveal his plan. He says the requirements for it. So he sends this like proposal, and I don't think that Zeke anticipates Eren having also figured out, because that was what he was withholding, was how to use the Founding Titan's power.
Well, he couldn't have known all those details. It would line up so perfectly for him to know.
I mean, more saying that it seems like Zeke was trying to withhold information here,
Yeah.
but in a way it almost backfired. That right there is one of my least favorite adaptation changes. Do you remember what it looked like originally? It was awesome. It's like one of the best panels in the manga.
The one of the walls?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even recognize that was an adaptation of.
I love the way his hair turns into well, not turns into, but it's translucent. This is one of the first indications he's like weirdly interested in this, because he's the one who proposes the rumbling first. They've never even heard of it until now, except for in the book, which Grisha briefly wrote about.
And also, it's not what Zeke is proposing at all. The fact that he says to crush the world to dust is him making crazy extrapolations about what anyone would do with the rumbling, and already sort of shows that that's his intrinsic nature, and
Yeah.
that he already kind of desires that at this point, and that he also thinks that's what Zeke wants. It's a very, very subtle, like...
No, yeah, and I mean, look at the reaction here. Everyone's like... This is partially because he's revealing that he knew the whole time how to do it, but also
yeah.
I think there is emphasis in this panel that what he's saying is not normal. I mean, at least they show the wall there, but still, like, what?
Yeah.
Why did they? And they removed his expression too, and they removed the room reacting to him.
Yeah, no, I think that this was kind of a victim of them having to steamroll through a lot in this episode.
Yeah.
Like, the room is clearly supposed to have like an awkward silence after he says that, and
Yeah.
has like a weird starriness in his eyes. I guess they would assume, and Zeke would probably present his plan to them as a partial rumbling or like defensive rumbling.
That's what he does. Yeah, we'll see that next episode.
That's what I was getting at. That it's really funny. Eren's versus Zeke wants to destroy the entire world. It's weird that no one, I guess, put together the extent of Eren's plan beforehand. Or I guess probably people did. Did people think Eren was going to destroy the entire world with the rumbling ahead, like before 123 or whatever?
People knew the rumbling was going to happen. I think people assumed it would get stopped earlier than it did. I really like Yelena's expression here when she's tricking these guys, because she hates them too.
Because they're
Like-
Marleyan. Oh yeah, she has that weird little like koi. She looks like
Yeah.
Monkey.
Monkey.
Have you seen Monkey, the Twitter cat? I love that cat.
Really good animation there.
The Colossal looks so good consistently across this half of
Yeah.
the season.
I love the way his arms move there. Oh, Armin looks so
His
sad.
big ass lips. And that's the thing, is people wanting a solution, like an easy solution for the rumbling arc, just kind of miss the point. Oh my god. Sorry, this is a funny one to pause on. But people really wanted an easy solution out of the rumbling arc, and that just is not realistic.
The situation seems so hopeless. It's like, oh, how are they gonna defeat racism? And I guess the answer is you can't really.
Yeah, the answer is that you can't just have one mangaka come up with the answer to do that.
Oh my god, it was so funny. We were on chapter 138 and 139. We're like, okay, guys, there's one chapter left. He can still solve racism.
Yeah, yeah, that's so funny. Like looking back, people expected so much out of him.
I just want to show they cut some fun stuff here where Onikapon teaches them about the port, and then John gets excited by a mixed bath. I like how she's so excited to
Aw.
learn about the technology. And then yeah, we have Sasha's iconic line here, which I think it's so like sweetly innocent,
Yeah, it is.
where the people here have no prejudices at all. Like they don't understand racism as a concept.
Mhm.
And I think his answer here is like he has such a like an insightful and kind answer here.
Yeah. Oh, and I love the pose he hits. It is weird that it implies the entirety of Paradis is atheist.
Yeah,
Except for the wall church, who believe in like the wall as a sort of deity. It was very intuitive of her to immediately figure out how to get the meat in a big old lobster.
I don't think I would touch that thing. Well, it
No,
probably
I'd be
smelled good.
terrified if I was someone who had never seen a lobster before. I would not pick up the entire carcass and just bite into it. Sasha's
Oh my
different.
God. Yeah, it'd be like taking a giant cockroach.
Yeah, seriously.
Like how he covers his ears.
Does Aaron's like quick scoping? Does that lead into anything? Does Aaron ever need to shoot anything?
Funny you say that because in the anime, yes. Remember when they're riding on the carriage and they shoot him with the sleep darts? Aaron goes for the gun.
So that's
Yeah.
him trying to overcome that.
This scene, I think, is
His eyes look so dark there. Sometimes they
Yeah.
really get his like darkness in his eyes right, but
no, yeah, he looks so good in this scene. They really did well with the atmosphere in this scene because this is essentially contrasting the optimism of the last scene with this really.
I was thinking
darkly
it's such an
framed
interesting thing
scene.
to move from Sasha happily eating lobster to Aaron shooting.
He's saying here, essentially that we need to give up on peace,
Yeah.
which is really depressing thought because he's already given up completely because he's already decided.
Well,
on the
he
problem.
thinks Zeke's plan needs to happen ASAP.
Yeah, but he's also partially right here.
Like they do need to set up probably the partial rumbling because they need some sort of defense because they're completely underprepared for the scale of the world as it is.
Yeah, and the imagery of him shooting, just in general shooting here, is really striking. I think, especially how it transitions into Sasha.
Man bun Aaron.
Did I ever show you how we saw this scene in Wit art style?
Oh yeah, you did. Was it like
Well-
a concept art they did for it?
It was the last thing they drew. I think it was to celebrate the anime season 3 being done. They drew that one scene of Aaron looking at himself.
Put that on screen. It's kind of a blessing that we don't have the English version in the mid cards.
Yeah, it is.
I feel like
She's,
that would.
she's sitting by Sasha's grave.
No.
Sad. This is the same graveyard that Aaron goes to in that one season 3 flashback. We couldn't figure out when it takes place. That we thought it might have been Hannes' grave.
It's so interesting that we see that between the flashback and now they've kind of like become sort of friends with Niccolo.
Yeah, and it's interesting how he's also planning to betray them, but ultimately he does. At the last minute, he goes through and he doesn't let John drink it. This is a really well directed episode.
This episode is really well directed. Southern accent anime subtitles.
He's back. Of course, these subs are a lot better, I think, than the season 2 ones.
Yeah, they
It's less
are.
annoying.
Those are so intrusive. Oh, he looks exactly like he did last time.
I like how he comes back, and he has such an important small role too.
I said this a bit after Sasha died in the last video, but it is impossible to imagine this arc without the Sasha's family
Yeah.
arc. And it's such a good thing he didn't kill Sasha in season 2 because we wouldn't have any of this.
I love how much he wants to kill him here. But yeah, Zeke said something important there too, where he was saying that the people of the island are celebrating because they think it's a victory. Of
But
course-
they don't have the understanding that the entire world is against them now.
Exactly,
Or they
yeah.
don't, or they know, but they don't know the extent of that.
Yeah. There's so much double crossing in this arc too because Pixis
Yeah, it makes it hard to keep
immediately-
track of all this stuff.
I was gonna say more like this arc is about reconciliation. I think, especially with Gabby's plot,
Mm-hmm.
and like Yankapon here genuinely is trying to help. It's really just Yelena and her really devoted followers who are pro euthanasia. I think Pixis makes a mistake almost in betraying these guys because they were. Well, then again, I mean, I guess this is in response to what they think is Zeke controlling Aaron. So they're doing this in retaliation because they think Zeke has ulterior motives. Part of what Isima's trying to say here is this kind of retaliation is not productive. And I think it starts with them essentially betraying these innocent volunteers who have been helping.
Yeah, and
them.
that Armin's thing is really that Armin's concept of building of trust is really the only way that you
Yeah, not
can
not to
productively do
not
this.
to excuse Elena, but like Onyeka is completely innocent here.
Yeah. There's just so many moving parts to keep track of. It is hard for a first time viewer to.
I kind of like it for that.
I do
I
like
think
it.
he should just been more clear with Aaron stuff.
I get what he was going for though, and I can. It's hard to criticize. I love
Yeah.
how foreboding that line is.
Conceptually, this arc is the guys who staged the coup in season 3 are now having the same thing done to them,
Yeah.
which is really interesting.
Yeah.
The reintroduction of the Forest of Giant Trees as Zeke's prison is really cool.
Are there any like signs of the female Titan battle, or has it been too long?
I think it's been too long.
Hmm.
This might be a different Forest of Giant Trees, honestly, because I think there's
He says
two of them.
a forest of giant trees, but I like to think it's the same one.
I said this last time, but Armin's guilt is really good. Putting this really idealistic character and forcing him to do horrible war crimes is it creates good drama.
You see how I wanted to do so much with this arc, and I think he does. He honestly does do so much very well.
And he coming back after so long is crazy. I think that got such a big reaction from manga readers.
I believe it.
God, he's so wet in that scene.
Look at those English words. Aaron Dismuke.
I think that's a really, really solid.
Really great episode.
I don't think I would put an A, but I think it's probably a solid B. Really good dialogue, really good direction.
It's close for me. It's directed so well. It's shot so well. I'd say, really high B. Like, if we had a B+, it'd be that.
This is probably like the peak of Isayama's connecting chapters, honestly.
He's been building up what the hell happened immediately after the ocean for, what is it, at least like 16 chapters at that point?
Yeah.
Roughly. I mean,
great payoff.
A year and a half. Yeah. High B.
So why is he saying this here? That's always been a big question. And a lot of people thought the Attack Titan was possessing him.
He's like hyping himself up, really.
He's trying to give himself resolve here to do what he has to do. Or do what he wants to do, I mean.
And I like
what, just the way she's making fun of him?
Yeah, it's like a continuation of her bit where she would like think he's in an edgy phase, which has happened ever since season 3, and it's like that's all she knows how to like joke around with him. Hanji's been like a mentor to Eren here, and it's kind of sad that their last interaction is this, and she's really trying to connect with him here. I don't know. This scene is just kind of sad, I think.
It is sad, especially because I forgot this was their last interaction too. And the anime did add a line where he is sad about her death in the finale, which is really nice. She's really confused why he did this because, again, from her perspective and from everyone's perspective except for Flock, Eren basically made the entire world declare war on them for no reason. She thinks that, he's being controlled or he's been brainwashed by Zeke. Not literally brainwashed, but like, manipulated.
He's kind of psyching himself up to push them away, I think.
Yeah, that must be what it is.
Because this is the first pushing away we see him do.
He's probably annoyed that he's trying to push them away, but she's trying to reconnect. So I think that's why he lashes out at her. Yeah. Mainly.
I think that's probably one of the main things he's trying to hype himself up to do is that like, he's getting into his badass persona.
To clarify, though, because there's a lot of confusion about this, a lot of people think that Eren's plan from the start was to have his friend stop him. I don't think that's what he's doing here. I think, and we'll talk about this later because there's more evidence of it. He's pushing them away not because he wants them to stop him, just because he doesn't want to implicate them in destroying the world.
Yeah,
because he knows
he doesn't want them. Yeah, he doesn't want them to share moral culpability with him either.
Exactly. Yeah. Her quote there saying, "I didn't think you would sacrifice Historia." From her perspective, it seems like what he did is he completely threw Historia under the bus because going along with Zeke's plan would
set her up to be the next Beast Titan.
Yeah, which would mean she would only live 13 years and then she'd have to be eaten by her child.
Dude, that's the gamer number.
Yeah, see, the last one was phrased 3 years ago. This one's 2 years ago.
Isayama is trying to establish a time scale here, but there's so many moving parts that I think it's hard. So Yelena returned back to Marley after that.
She definitely didn't go back to Marley because as far as they knew, the warships all disappeared. And then Peak realizes, I've seen that woman before.
Right. So they thought that they were all dead. No, but she said it had been a year since she'd seen Eren.
They wouldn't let her see because...
They thought Zeke would influence Eren or something like that?
Yeah, so it seems like they're just not letting them interact.
That seems like it would be very weird for Eren to go along with.
So the tattoo, I think we mentioned this way back in the first video. We debated on what they were going to do here, but they just decided to retcon it.
Well, and they changed the scene where instead of when she's talking to her mom, she's talking about how the Hizuru passed down an embroidery.
It does create a weird inconsistency. This is cool art.
Look at this.
Yeah, this is really cool art. And it looks like the guys in the season 1 anime original opening scene. They had showed a guy who looks
Oh
like
yeah, they had this like
ancient
weird
element.
colonial armor.
But what is the purpose of this? He makes Mikasa royalty. I can't tell if it's to show that Kiyomi is trying to, is Kiyomi lying? I don't think so. I think she wants more power, and I think Mikasa can give that to her. But also, like,
But you
what
don't
is?
think she's lying?
No, I think it's true because why else would Mikasa have that tattoo?
True.
I'm saying, like, why did Isayama? Because this isn't really followed up on. Mikasa never struggles with deciding what to do
Right.
here.
No, I don't want to be like, oh, abandoned plotline, but
I don't think it's a abandoned plotline. I think
maybe he wanted to do more with it than he did.
well, he's trying to show something about family. I think because their whole thing is deciding what her family.
I
is.
kind of always took it as this whole story was a lie.
Maybe. I mean, that's possible. What do you think the tattoo would be then? Just like a.
Maybe just a family clan thing. Like, do we see anyone else's arms here? I don't know. Maybe it isn't.
It feels like a
Well,
lie. Like, oh, she comes
but
to
she
this
knew
island and
she-
she finds the princess, the long lost princess, is Mikasa.
But she knew Mikasa would have the hand thing.
Yeah, I don't think it's a lie, but I do think Kiyomi is lying in the sense that she doesn't actually care. She just wants to use Mikasa as a political pawn. I think.
Yeah.
I think that much is true.
That
at
might be
least.
true. Maybe the Shogun has like a bunch of kids or some shit like that.
But yeah, this
Oh
is,
yeah, that's King Fritz.
it's a odd addition to the story.
It is.
This is one of the things that if anyone wants to comment on this, I'd be interested to hear what people think Isayama was trying to cook up with this.
Mm-hmm.
We see later she's like licking her lips in greed.
I like that line. I still don't get what a nation is. I
Yeah.
think that's a good bit.
That's where his head is really big.
Oh yeah, this is like El Camino.
It's funny they correct so much in the Blu-ray, but not that. This is clearly setting up Eren and Mikasa romance. People thought this was setting up Eren Historia romance, which is hilarious because this whole scene is Historia teasing Mikasa.
It's that damn Aaron reaction shot. It's that his story's in frame, not Mikasa.
This whole episode is what made people think that Eren was Historia's.
The father of Historia's child.
Yeah.
That is a can of worms.
Oh, the return of Mike's gear. Crazy payoff after so many years.
He had so
Um,
much plot relevance, weirdly.
By the way, this scene is really good looking. It was so bad in the TV version. It was so dark you couldn't see anything. I love the light reflecting off the gear there. It's cool.
Yeah.
Procured it on his own from the guy he killed.
Yeah, he
Brutally.
forgot that he popped a guy's eyeballs out. He popped the Titan's eyeballs
Yeah.
and then
Tortured Mike to death.
Ice Burst Stone.
Iceberg Stone, that's so...
They needed one more reason for Marley to actually want Parody.
Well, I think the Iceberg Stone is the natural minerals that they were referring to
Yeah.
in the last season. But the Iceberg Stone, weird fact, I don't know where it comes from originally, but I knew about Iceberg Stone before this chapter came out from the game.
What
Because
the
Iceberg
fuck?
Stone, yeah. Iceberg Stone is a material you use in the AOT game to upgrade your gas canisters, like for crafting. I think what's happened is Iceberg Stone must come from a guidebook or something, and then they
Mhm.
both took it from there. It was so odd reading this and being like, oh my god.
Yeah, seriously.
They have no idea. That's the gear of the second most skilled scout after Captain Levi.
Second only to Captain Levi.
Yeah, so she just wants the reserves.
And she already knows that she's a pretext. I've been trying to think about this, like how they would have a path forward non-rumbling. And part of that would probably be needing to significantly export a lot of Iceberg Stone and create like diplomatic trade relationships with Hizuru.
Yeah.
I think they do have more leverage than Hizuru is pretending that Parody does. Even without the rumbling, they have several Titans and 2 super soldiers.
I will say,
Hizuru does not really have the leverage that they're pretending to here.
taking the premise of the first 3 seasons and then having the world evolve to where the Titans are obsolete. Because the whole reason they're in this situation is because they have to deal with modern technology. It's just such a interesting plot choice.
I don't feel like it'd be a good idea to have his story have as many kids as possible. It's more that could possibly get like kidnapped and turned into other royal titans by Marley. I feel like she should have a few very well guarded and very healthy kids. I mean, she shouldn't do any of it because the plan is evil and sucks, but you know what I mean.
The 50-year plan, just put as shortly as possible, is to use Historia and her bloodline to keep passing down the ability to use the Founder just as a deterrent so they can have it and threaten nations with it.
And it would inherently have a partial rumbling of military
Yeah.
targets and
Yeah.
Marleyan targets.
But the other half of that plan is use Hizuru to advance the island. I like these sad military guys.
Yeah, they're all said that Historia's gonna have to get so pregnant.
Misunderstandings about Eren being her lover removed. and I've said this before, I think he would react like this. Like, if they wanted to do this to Connie, I feel like he would have the same reaction.
Yeah, if Connie kept getting super pregnant, I'd probably freak out too.
Shut up.
It's telling that his first complaint here isn't, they can't do that to Historia. It's, oh my god, they're treating us like cattle again.
I think it's a good character moment for Aaron, where I think he does genuinely care about this.
Yeah.
Of course, it gives him a reason to do the whole rumbling also, but, you know, in a way, I do think Aaron and Historia have a special connection because of the thing they went through together in Uprising.
Historia and Aaron both dropped the pretense of like acting as a good person to themselves.
He saw Historia gain agency, so it's like extra insulting to him for her to then be subjected to that.
Wait, livestock complacency?
I like how Aaron has so much political clout that they have to listen to him when he talks now, because they can't do anything without him. Huge contrast to the earlier seasons where Aaron was like constantly being thrown around like a political pawn.
So Aaron convinced Zeke that he was totally on board with Historia.
Later, not yet.
Right. No, yeah, not at this point. But when he convinces Zeke that he's on board with the euthanasia plan, he's also convincing him that he's on board with Historia being used like livestock. And
well, Zeke wouldn't know that they're friends.
Right. But it would kind of mess with Aaron's plan if Kiyomi was like, yeah, Aaron really freaked out when he realized that Historia is going to have to keep getting pregnant. I don't think that this one's going to work out. But Zeke did also suspect Aaron would betray him, though, so actually it doesn't matter. So maybe she did say it. It's interesting this whole episode is framed within this conversation of these two, or like the first half of this episode is.
We got to talk about this, what he's saying here.
The mistranslation of this scene caused so much trouble.
What's weird is that it's not even strictly a mistranslation. It's just like not really what the scene seems to be going for.
People took the wrong message from the manga version of this so badly.
The purpose of the scene is basically Aaron is frustrated at Hanji. You know, she doesn't understand why he did this. So then he can't explain it to her, obviously. So she says, do you not care about what happens to Historia? And then he randomly says, I ate the Warhammer Titan.
It's his deflection.
Of course, yeah. But why is he saying that?
Yeah, his answer isn't answering. His answer is, well, it doesn't matter because you can't stop me.
Exactly. If you look at what he's saying here, he's saying, I can do what I want. You can't imprison me. I can leave when I want. You can't kill me because you need my power. You can't kill Zeke either. He says, in other words, Hanji, I want to know what you can do. And then we get to the infamous translation where he says, if there's another way, then tell me what it is.
So many people have taken this and misconstrued it as Aaron being like, anything but the rumbling, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, people haven't done that in a very long time, but as this was coming out, this frame, in a vacuum, looks like Aaron pleading for Hanji to, like, I mean, there's desperation in his eyes for sure.
He's very frustrated here. I mean,
that's but I think people read it as more desperate and pleading than it is, and it isn't at all.
Yeah, because look at the entire scene. He's threatening her.
Yeah, people take this frame.
And then in the anime, he finishes it off by saying, if you got something up your sleeve, then let's hear it. So he's saying, tell me what you can do. He's not saying, what can you do? Please tell me.
Yeah, no, the anime translation of that made it all make so much more sense.
Yeah.
And I think it is a super good subtitle choice.
But yeah, it was so absurd.
This is one thing where the slightly lessened emotion in his face works to the benefit. There's so much emotion in that panel that I can understand why someone would read that as like a desperate freak out.
They did remove Aaron's creepy glowing eye in the jail cell. Do you remember that?
Oh, he's like Sans.
This panel made me really sad when it came out because this was the end of the chapter.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really stark, like going through everything, like Aaron and Hanji's conversation, and then ending seeing Historia so miserable. It felt like something went so wrong.
Yeah, it does feel wrong because Aaron explicitly told us he wanted to avoid this.
Yeah, and especially because Uprising was really on my mind when this came out because it came out roughly the same time, the anime version of Uprising. So it felt like extra sad. In retrospect, the reason why she's miserable is because she knows Aaron's plan to destroy the world is in effect a very odd decision to make her romantic partner a faceless character.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't blame people for thinking there was more to that. The reveal is that she's doing this as part of her plan with Aaron. The reveal isn't Aaron's the dad. It's just that the manga readers thought there was going to be one more reveal than there actually was.
Yeah, manga readers were correct in that it is framed as if there's a mystery, because there is a mystery. It's why did Historia get pregnant?
Mm-hmm.
And then that's answered in chapter 130 when we see that she got pregnant to help Aaron in his plan to prevent them going through with the 50-year plan.
Do you think it would help prevent that reading if Isayama had someone established be the father?
Maybe, but I don't see how any other characters could have done it. Like
Daz?
It's so weird. This guy's name is Roeg. And
Yeah,
we
it's
thought
Rogue.
we thought he would be important because he has a name and has an interesting design. Everything he says here is essentially it has some truth because he says who the father is, and that was the answer. I like how Niall's the voice of reason here because he's the only one of these guys who isn't a corrupt bureaucrat. And yeah, they can't figure out why she got pregnant. Of course, it was because Aaron asked. Well, no, Aaron didn't even ask her to. Historia's the one who proposed it, so he's wrong there.
I love the shot of the wine dripping. It's
Yeah.
so foreboding.
Oh yeah, because they're poisoning themselves right now. They
Yeah.
don't know.
And they're really laying it on heavy.
But
He's kinda psycho.
he's psycho. In the manga, there's one panel where what looks to be Aaron comes to talk to her, and that was more evidence for why they thought that he was the father of her child. But it was him, which we learned later. But that doesn't mean that he romanced her. Just that he talked to her at one point.
Yes. In fact, he just said, "Hey, I'm about to kill the entire world."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Okay." It is really funny that it all kind of falls on everyone not wanting to risk injecting her while she's pregnant. It's Grease.
Grease is an asshole. He's racist. I like how Armin's chasing Sasha here.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mikasa with like 20 steel beams.
That's so crazy. I always like the little railway scenes that they made, though. Why did they cut to the ants in that scene? Like,
Sometimes
it's
they
a-
just show background stuff.
It's like but it's like a weirdly specific shot.
I mean,
There's-
they're kind of like the ants, aren't they? They're
Yeah, I'm sure that's on some level what they went for. It's a weird direction
Yeah.
choice.
God, Connie got big. Look at that.
That's what Levi just said.
Yeah, they really emphasized it there, though. I didn't realize how
Mm.
giant he got.
He looks stretched. Looks like Mike TV. Mike TV is one of my favorite guys to reference.
What they learn here is Hizuru won't fully help them because Hizuru wants to be the only one who can benefit from their natural resources. Later on, Kiyomi has a moment where she talks about how she regrets being greedy, which is a little interesting character moment. I think on some level, Aaron is looking for a way out.
He's looking for a way out for her, and for the
Well-
50-year plan is miserable and just kind of puts them back into.
Yeah, but we're talking about how Aaron also recognizes the rumbling is evil, and I think on some level, I mean, he wants to do it, right? But it's like
Mhm. He is frustrated that the diplomacy isn't working.
I think he is disappointed in some way to hear that they're being shut out by other countries.
No, yeah, he is for sure. It's got to be complicated though because it's easier to kill them now too because they
Yeah.
won't consider peace.
They have no idea that Hanji's idea there to go see the outside world is what gives Aaron the opportunity to, attack Marley, because that's how he gets there. He just leaves on their trip. The train scene is so good.
I do like this scene. One of the best season 4 ones.
Oh, and it's so sad. They're planning this vacation. It turns into them attacking a internment zone.
Yeah, Jesus.
Sasha has no idea she's going to die there.
They don't return to Paradis between their first little fun ice cream adventure
I
and
don't think so.
they're
think so.
just secretly on Marley that whole time, and
I think they
during the
stay.
videos
They
for it.
stay with Hizuru. Yeah.
that's weird to
I don't
think
know
about.
how would they get there. I guess they could, but
No, it would have to be because Aaron gets letters to them,
yeah. So
and there's zero chance letters are getting overseas to Paradis. There's not much to say here. It's just a good character moment.
I think there's a little to say. Like, I mean, they're ultimately debating about who's gonna cannibalize their friend.
Yeah, I mean, it's a reminder of why he really doesn't want to do the 50-year plan.
Cool 3D effect on the train too.
I like the sunset over this.
Yeah,
I
this
I
is-
don't think the manga.
This is way better than the manga.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful scene. I like how Armin's the train conductor for some reason.
This scene contrasts so well because in the end of this episode, John's like, that wasn't Aaron there. But yeah, no, this scene contrasts the train scene very purposefully.
Honestly, it seems like the colors in these episodes are more interesting than the ones in the Marley battle. Like Assault, which looks very muted throughout.
Oh
and
no,
kinda
I
dull.
totally agree. I think the human scene I think Mappa does the human scenes like really, really, really well. I've always thought that was their strong suit more than the Titan stuff ever was.
I like how she's wearing like a bathrobe. What is that?
It's Hizuru garb.
And yeah, this line is one of the big reasons why people thought that the Attack Titan was controlling him, which, oh my god, I'm so glad the story didn't go in that direction.
Yeah. But no, it is crazy that in just 2 years it came from them all blushing together and being like, I hope everyone here lives a long life to maybe we need to kill that guy. Killing Aaron is a kind of overreaction by Connie from what they know at this point.
From what it seems to them, it seems like Aaron's a traitor. It seems like Aaron went to Marley and sided with Zeke for no reason. Connie's also emotional because of Sasha. That's what he says later. He says,
Yeah. No, that is fair. I understand why he
yeah.
he probably blames Aaron for that a little bit. In a lot of ways, this whole season is them kind of rationalizing what's going on with Aaron and pushing off that they
Yeah.
ultimately have to kill him.
What if there's a scene in season 3 of Connie like getting really mad about this, but for Hannes?
Why was he laughing? I think it is an interesting detail that Aaron's trauma response continually is his laughing.
Yeah.
And that Connie just can't understand that.
The
It's so
transition to
sad.
the moon is so
That's
cool.
so weird.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
a werewolf reference.
Is it? What is werewolf? Is that a movie?
No, like they transform at the full moon. And these guys are allowed to transform
you
into
meant
Titans.
you meant the creature?
Yeah, it's a reference to
I
the
thought you meant there was
creature.
a transition in a movie called Werewolf where it zooms into someone's eye and it turns into the moon.
No.
I was like, that's a really good one. I don't think it's as good as the last one.
Yeah, I would say still B though.
I would agree. It's more on the mid tier side of B though, unlike the last one, which is
It's a little worse than Brave Volunteers, but I still really like
oh,
that.
No, we reached our first one with 3 rows. That's gonna be a problem for showing maybe we still get everything.
You just cut out the D's.
Yeah, well, it'll be weird. I'll have the black bars on the side, but yeah, really good episode. I think we said about everything. It feels really tragic. Especially it was really brutal in the manga version, but yeah, really good dialogue, good colors.
Yeah, no, I think we said a lot about the episode during the episode. I don't know how much more I can add in
That's
that
fine.
capacity, but
B tier.
B tier, solid one.
Oh, this is so deceptive. This is really bad. She shouldn't have done this.
This is Oh yeah.
It's our worst action.
I feel like it's equal. Well, it's equally bad to her action in the Mideast. I think. God, never mind. She killed him with a brick.
Why is he naked? Because he wasn't naked in the Titan.
No, remember he was all fleshy, so his pants were probably off. He probably didn't regenerate his pants. That's a pretty shot. The background looks nice.
Colors here are really good. She never actually talks to Zeke again.
What's her plan? Just to get closure and then get killed?
I guess.
It's not like she can fucking kill the Beast Titan.
I think all the Gabby fans are gonna be mad that we didn't have sections where we talk about every Gabby scene.
Well, I mean, it's just not especially a deep read. I think anyone can watch this and be like, oh, she's having Aaron's exact
Yeah.
arc just from the other country.
Bringing back the girl that Sasha saved is a fun addition.
No, I really like this. I like this whole, I like the way that this goes. I like that she's part of the Brass family now.
Yeah, it's a good follow-up to that really good chapter.
Yeah, it makes it all so much more meaningful.
I feel like she's one of the few characters from the early story who comes back in a meaningful way.
Well, what about, Lobov does?
Oh yeah, this is a weird detail. Did you catch that? Gabby says they speak with a Southern Marley accent, which at the time people were confused about that.
Yeah.
It's a weird detail.
I guess the country accent in Paradis is the same accent as the Southern accent in Marley, which
Yeah.
doesn't really make that much sense.
I think it's trying to show that, like, maybe the certain groups from Marley, stayed together on the island, but in retrospect, he probably just included that to show.
It's where Gabby's like, oh, they're human.
Yeah, exactly. Their bean stew looks really appetizing.
It has so many little morsels. Like, I feel like soup has a morsel to broth ratio, and that's kind of, there's too many morsels there.
Oh, there's Zachary.
It's so good to see him. Hopefully he's not betrayed by his own creation.
His dialogue's always fun, though. He's always saying something cheeky.
You just know Zachary's going to come with the jokes. The flying
boat powered by ice stone. So it's like a maneuver gear boat. It always bothered me they don't just call it a biplane.
This is kind of a funny consequence of cutting out the journalist, or cutting most of the journalist thing in Uprising, is now we suddenly
Care about Flegel.
Yeah. They cut out like all of the journalism stuff from Uprising, but then they included the rest of it from season 4.
Well, I do like their return to Flegel.
I like that too. These are all the people who clapped at his almost execution.
Where's Red Bandana?
Dude.
But yeah, I said in the last episode, I like how she's being put in the same situation that the old government was in. Obviously, her motivations are a lot better. The way he calls back to Sonis, how she's in the same position as him is really good.
It is weird Sonis has a lasting impression like that.
Yeah. She should have gone to talk to him. Maybe we could have seen him again.
Oh yeah, he's probably
Prison.
dead by now. Oh, it's Wim.
I said this in Uprising, but people thought these were the other kids from Historia's orphanage.
He uses such loaded language.
Yeah, he does.
Isayama draws from that sort of very pathos-filled, like fiery, evil language. I think his dialogue is well done.
Yeah, and I think the way they show how these people, they switched from being patriotic to being nationalistic, I think it's very well done.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, really, the division is how these characters react in the face of finding out that they're not the only country, and it shows sort of the disconnect in motivation. Yeah, I don't know. We talked about this a lot. Flux says that that's for the sake of humanity, which is so interesting. I'm sure
What,
Flux does
that he-
believe it's for the sake of humanity.
That he doesn't see the people outside as human? Or
yeah.
what?
Or that he's not able to rationalize humanity outside the walls in a weird way. Jean is so much taller than him there.
I wish we got to see Ralph, too. I don't know why Saunas gets all the spotlight. Remember that time she made Ralph read a poster? What does she flash back to that for some reason?
Yeah.
Luis is one of the other characters he brings back from way early on.
It's so weird that he does it this way. This episode has a couple trust throwbacks with this and the
Yeah.
Reeves Company.
Good
I always thought it
Louise
looked like
looks like.
Louise grew more than 5 years.
What's really weird is that we've seen her dad. Do you remember him?
No?
He was, remember during Pixis's bad speech that motivated all of them for some reason? He was the one who was like, I've got to leave. I got to see my family. And then he
Oh,
heard
yeah.
the speech and turned around. Do you think he's a Jaeger's too, or what do you think he thinks about his
Do we know he
daughter?
lived?
Oh, I guess we don't.
He
but I
could have
would've
died
s-
in trust.
Yeah, I guess he could have. Well, I feel like she would have mentioned that. She hates Louise. I guess we'll talk about this more in the infamous scene with the scarf.
Well, Louise very much like calls out things that she's in cognitive dissonance about.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I guess this is the first time she's really like forced to reckon with how much of a freak Aaron is. And I always thought that was really interesting because he redraws that scene there in the manga. I mean, they draw it there too, but he looks so much more psychotic in that version of the drawing than he does in the original like chapter 6 version. You excited for the scene where they tell the military police the news that Aaron's escaped, and all of a sudden Niall does like a Squidward suicide face for some reason.
You're getting me so hyped up. That
And
description.
then there's another one where all the military police are shown standing in a row with their fists shaking.
This is another layer of like weird non-sequential storytelling where it's
Yeah.
like
This narration here, and especially their conversation later, is like essential to piecing together the full story because
I
this
think-
is how we find out, their whole conspiracy basically.
I think it's just a little too confusing.
No, I agree. He should have. I think the only problem is he doesn't go back later and lay it all out.
Yeah.
Do you know my conspiracy?
That's Shallot?
Yeah, because look, he bites hair. We never. Oh well, I forgot we know Shallot dies.
Yeah, because Shallot has a force ghost. This could be
Okay,
Shallot's
well,
brother, Leek or something like that.
maybe-
or Scallion.
maybe they're just assuming Shallot died. Well, the only time Shallot appears is Hanji's death scene, where Hanji imagines everyone, which we don't know if those are the real Force ghosts or not, or what.
Should check the Shallot wiki page.
I don't think Shallot has a wiki page.
Shallot does have a wiki page.
What?
What? It's Charlotte? No, I don't. Status deceased.
Fuck. Well, I mean, we never see Shallot die, and it's kind of convenient there be a second horse that has a hair fixation.
Well, that's why I think it's Scallion.
Scallion?
Shallot's other brother. That's such a classic line delivery.
Yeah.
He's such a good voice actor. What does a dub sound like for that? I forgot they say Gavi.
Why the fuck do they say Gabi?
It's so annoying.
Oh yeah, and this creates another weird plot hole, according to Reddit.
What, that she wasn't trained to ride a horse?
Yeah, but later we see her riding a horse. Even though we can probably assume, because she stayed here for like a month, that she learned to ride the horse in that time.
Brow's family has enslaved all these orphans.
I like how she already knows that they're from Marley.
Mm-hmm. She's such a freak. The pitchfork.
Oh yeah, and that's also framed exactly like Aaron when he.
Oh,
goes
yeah,
to
with the
stab those
warhammer,
guys.
Right?
No. When he stabs the robbers.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
the traffickers.
So I don't know why I was thinking of the Warhammer's like spike thing.
I'm glad she talks about this because that is like one of the most horrifying deaths in the series.
Did they reanimate that?
Yeah,
Wow, that's so cool.
I think that the axe is still there with Sasha.
Yeah, it is.
And Falco giving exposition about the attack. We still didn't know really what that was.
Yeah, was this like a reveal when he said that?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
And he goes, oh, and Peak was there too, for some reason. You just didn't see her.
She was secretly there the whole time.
Everyone knows you can only cut their nape with ultra hard steel.
True.
Oh, thank God these words are
Justin
over the
Cook.
screen. This is egregious.
It's Kellen Goff.
Oh, we can talk about that's fun.
Yeah, talk about Kellen Goff. This is a
Kellen
fun
Goff,
fact. He's your
uh,
Discord friend.
Yeah, Kellen Goff, who voices Porco,
in the English dub.
and who also voices some other characters you might know, like
Diavolo?
oh yeah, Diavolo from JoJo Part 5, and Funtime Freddy from FNAF.
Who's in My Hero?
I think he's the villain of season 3 or 4. Anyways, so years ago when me and Fourthcast, why can't we talk about this?
We were
We were moderators on the FNAF subreddit.
Oh my god.
Which is a story for another day. We did AMAs with the FNAF cast, and I met Kellen Goff, and then he went on to voice Porco.
He did go into voice Porco, and he's still your Discord friend.
Yeah, we haven't talked in 9 years. But
You should message him and say, hey, good job on the AOT dub.
I think he's a little late for that.
He is one of the best actors on here, is the funny thing.
Yeah,
Super nice guy.
Yeah, he was very kind. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
I like the Edie kicking in here again. I like how she says she wants to be like Sasha without saying Sasha directly.
About that.
What? Oh, you're going to complain?
That Sasha's dead.
Oh, no. I thought you were going to complain about the ED again.
Oh, no.
Oh, this is...
Oh, yeah, this is weirdly a post-credit thing.
Yeah, and the scaling here is way off.
Yeah, holy shit, look at the size of them.
Yeah. Oh, and one of these scenes is in the Season 3 final credits, that one. So yeah, I guess them finding out Zeke betrayed them makes them go faster, but it wasn't too consequential.
Why would that really speed up much for them?
Because Zeke is sneaky, yes. Who do you think they probably took this off of Lobov, I bet.
This is this is Lobov's. This is for sure Lobov's corpse.
No, it's not, because Gabby rode Lobov up to the airship, so he was still probably he's probably dangling along the entire way back. But I always thought it would be really bad for Marley to get their hands on this, because then they would probably start using it too. Because the island is weird where they're behind technologically, but then they have this anime weapon,
this
which
steampunk
would
thing.
Realistically be very useful for anyone else to use.
This would be insane. Imagine this in modern warfare.
Yeah. Marley gets destroyed before they have any chance to put their tech to use. Like how he's talking about Onyangapon's flying skills there.
Did he sneak anyone over, Aldine Restorationist? Or were they off the mark with that?
They think that Zeke is an Elden Restorationist because they don't know about his euthanasia plan. I mean, I think it would be natural they'd assume that of Grisha Yeager's son at this point.
It's just really funny they completely were wrong about him sneaking people over.
Yeah, I mean, they're right.
Because he doesn't care about Eldians really living. He wants them to die.
It was his volunteer squad, but not Restorationists.
It's not as good as the last two.
No, I'd agree. It's not as good as the last two, but I think the Gabby stuff is really good.
Yeah, I like bringing back... It brings back a couple early season characters, Kaya and Louise.
You know, it's close to a C for me, but I think it's...
It's better than all, pretty much... It's definitely better than No Regrets, come on.
But it's kind of absurd to put it at the same level as, like, these ones are Salt.
I think it is so much better than Sudden Visitor.
If we say Sudden Visitor is the worst of the C tier, I would say that was...
But it's not. It's better than some of the No Regrets or...
But I don't think it's better than any of these. I would argue in favor of C. I think it makes more sense there. It's better than pretty much all of these, I would say, but I don't think it's at the level of the
I don't
B
feel
ones.
good putting it in the same tier as Wound.
Wound is a good one, kind of.
I guess that's about the same quality as episode 3.
It just feels
I don't feel great about it.
I don't either, but it feels a little absurd to put it in B, I think.
Whatever. Yeah, throw it in C.
Okay. Armin looks very anime there.
He does.
Say that.
Her hair looks so weird. She looks like Dinah. She's finally manga accurate Hitch. Wit Hitch does not look like Isayama's Hitch almost at all. Is that like a jack-off joke?
I don't think so. I think I mean it is kind of weird that he's just talking to this rock. It's like Patrick. The townspeople are so mad. I don't know anything else to say about that. That's a big yard.
I always thought it looked very pleasant. The yard there.
Pleasant.
It's a pleasant yard.
I always thought they needed to plant some
She doesn't look so
plants.
good far away there.
Yeah. Oh, wait, so those are the scout recruits who planted the device.
The bomb on the ship machine.
I didn't know if we could say bomb.
Oh, yeah, they planted the thing on the ship machine.
In the original broadcast version of this scene, the Aaron here was his post-Marley design.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So they went back and redrew him to be the correct one. Really glad they did that, because that would add in another layer of confusion to this already convoluted.
So did she meet with Aaron between the her two public meetings with with Armin and them?
That's what she's saying here, I think, that she met with Eren. Of course, we found out later their meeting was to talk about...
The rumbling.
No. It was the meeting where they talked about Zeke's plan for the festival, and she gave Eren the details about how it would cause all the allies to gather their ships in one spot, and then they would do a partial rumbling.
No, she kind of let it slip there.
But it's weird because she's also partially lying. And he gives Anka Reinberger a knowing look there.
As if he knows that she's a cloud chaser.
Yeah, what is it? What a strange exchange.
Yeah, it is weird.
Glad Anka dies for no reason.
Yeah, not even on screen.
I don't think history would even remember Zeke's role in anything, honestly. Hundreds of years from now, because I think people in this world would remember Eren as being like this horrible, monstrous figure.
Well, she doesn't know he wants to do a full rumbling.
Yeah, but I'm saying her entire purpose here is because she wanted to be in the history books.
Yeah.
Which Zeke is not even, probably.
He'd be like a paragraph, probably.
Yeah, like Tyrion.
I don't believe you're mentioned. It's funny that he says that because she just did exactly that.
Yeah, I think he's underestimating her.
Look at that red squirrel. It's interesting that the implication is Parody has red squirrels and not gray squirrels.
Yeah, what's your favorite kind of squirrel? I like the black ones.
I am much more a gray squirrel fan. I mean, seeing that silvery squirrel in Boston was just like, that was so cool. I just felt like in awe at the nature before me. I love squirrels. I think they're cool.
I like how he has a Helos trading card. Or playing card, I mean.
Yeah, he does. That's weird. Is that the king, do you think?
It's probably the Joker.
Weird.
Maybe the knight. Well, no.
There's no knight. That's chess, dumbass.
I do like how Onyeka is a completely honest character.
Mm-hmm.
It really seems like he's going to be on Yelena's side. But no, he actually just wants to help.
Who's this apple eater?
Someone who's being poisoned by Zeke's wine.
Oh, yeah, the wine's right there.
I like this cabin they're in. And it seems like they're detaining Onyeka here, but it has like the world's shortest little fence.
Yeah, and it's so idyllic and peaceful. And this like Garrison guy's drinking wine and eating an apple under this beautiful shaded tree. Oh yeah, I would hate to live here. This would be the worst ever.
They cut something really funny from the scene.
Oh, where he like longingly looks at the.
Yeah, when they talk about what he's gonna do with Eren, he like side eyes this ship machine for a second. Because I think Isayama knew that it was kind of a meme. Because why else would he bring it back?
Yeah.
This is easy to be confused about. Especially, I remember a lot of people were like, does he mean that Eren's being like mind controlled by Zeke? But no, that's not what he means. And like we've said many times, it makes no sense why Eren would suddenly side with Zeke. Because it was like he suddenly reversed course completely.
Like he had a crazy emotional outburst about Historia. Yeah. Oh, he's a soft spot for them.
It's so funny that they put the bomb on the chair.
Did that?
My theory was because this came out at the same time as the anime version of Uprising, and we were really surprised that they kept in the ship machine, especially with how graphic it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then this chapter dropped like 2 months later or something like that. It was like, oh my god, did he include this so that the anime would be forced to include the ship machine in season 3?
It's so funny if true.
Who do you think they picked?
The next Founding Titan?
Yeah.
Probably like some of their like, it's probably like a nepotism, like military police choice.
I like how she picks up on the explosion before it happens because of her Ackerman senses.
Yeah. It's insane they survived that. That is such a huge blast. And look at his corpse flying out.
I love how all the people immediately start cheering.
That's like really the Jaegerist like first act.
They only did survive that because of her superhuman instincts. I think maybe Armin could have survived because of his regeneration.
Yeah.
But they do that again later in the final episode. Levi and Mikasa detect the rocks that Zeke's throwing before they see them.
They don't show Zachley's dead body as much in the anime, but it's super graphic in the manga. Like his nose is blown off.
The corruption of the Dedicate Your Heart chant is really well done.
No, it's so crazy how they can reframe it to be so disheartening and like.
I mean, it goes back to the idea of like in the first part of the show, the scouts don't represent any political cause, but here it's very much been turned into like a political rallying cry.
Early AOT, like, had criticisms of being blindly pro-military or pro-nation, like nationalist or whatever, like military worshipping. Yeah. And, I think if season 1 did just exist on its own in a vacuum, then I think that would be an understandable and valid critique. But with this existing and with it makes it feel like the first the first season, the first half of the show sets that up as like a pin to knock down and subvert later on,
Yeah.
so to speak.
No, I think it's one of the most clever things Isayama does. Oh, here it is.
を見ました。調査兵団です。
That's insane. Hyper realistic blood starts pouring out of Niall's eyes. Did they reanimate the jacket for the Blu-ray?
I don't think so.
Because it looked a certain way in the trailer, and people got really attached to it.
Why is he shirtless here, by the way?
I don't know.
There's no reason for him to be shirtless.
And why does he have Titan marks?
Oh, because he used the Warhammer's powers to get out.
Oh, duh. Did he form his hand into like a little key?
No, he
Like Game
dug.
& Watch?
No, we see later he dug through the wall.
What?
Yeah, I've always assumed he like put his hands together and like generated like a crystal and pushed the wall out of the way.
That's so weird. It raises a lot of questions.
Yeah.
What a crowd. I like how deadpan he says that. Like, he does not like these people.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing we did. Yeah, he does not like the Jaegerists, which is a really funny thing. Like, he actually does not care about them at all.
Did he expect them to get caught up in all this fervor for him? I mean, he didn't really need them to.
Probably not to this extent. I think
He knew Flock would be a useful idiot.
Eren doesn't really say it directly, but he realizes that the rumbling is evil.
Mm-hmm.
He still wants it. So I think he hates these people probably because they want the rumbling and also think it's good.
Yeah. No, he definitely does hate these people.
Obviously, this scene is trying to hype him up, like from a directional standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Like as a villain, yeah.
Well, no. Well, yeah, I mean, yes, but also as like a kind of like Chad figure.
Yeah, he is shot. I mean, Isayama wanted that scene of him putting on a badass cloak while he's ripped and standing in the middle of a sunset field. He wanted that scene so bad that he made him shirtless for no reason to achieve it.
Yeah.
To give him this badass pose. He actually made it appealing to a very unfortunate group of people.
Yeah, I think it's very intentionally done, and maybe not to the extent he did, but he's clearly like with Eren's outburst in the final chapter, where he has that really pathetic moment. Like, it's clearly tearing down the way people had come to see him because of scenes like this.
Oh, Niall just came up with the Jaegerists.
Oh yeah, Niall names them.
That's such a weird detail.
So she's wrong here. She thinks Eren wants power.
This whole season, or especially this half of the season, is Armin's whole internal struggle is trying to figure out what Eren is going for and trying to understand his motivation. He knows from the start Eren isn't blindly going with Zeke.
He's in denial the whole time too, especially when the rumbling first starts, where he's in disbelief. Oh my god, bro, that's a heavy accusation.
The squad.
Where the fuck did they come from? They were completely unprepared for any kind of internal strife on this island.
Well, I can't blame them for not wanting to build up internal strength when they're so behind on the...
Yeah. It's just funny how the government collapsed, like, instantly.
Pixis is being fully sincere here, yeah.
Because, yeah, he's right. Like, they can't do anything without
He's
them.
probably... Yeah, he does have a point. Like, fighting Eren is kind of pointless at this point. He knew him for many years. Oh, yeah, and for some reason, he would have loved to be blown up, apparently.
I hope you're ready for a bunch of guys to shake in unison.
I mean, assuming that there is no...
Why are they all doing that with their hands?
They're so distraught. I mean, assuming that it is just going to be a partial rumbling, it does make full sense to give it up to Eren and Zeke. But,
Yeah.
I mean, it's so psychotic to imagine that the secret plan here is either to make everyone sterile or to trample and destroy the entire world. From a rational perspective, there isn't any reason to, I guess, oppose Zeke. Like, he's
Yeah.
got some own...
Yeah, they really have no choice. And we see that later in the battle in Shiganshina, where they're like, well, I guess our only option is to side with Eren and Zeke.
Mm-hmm.
I think they paced this pretty well, honestly. This section.
Yeah, no, I have no problem with the pacing here.
The Uprising arc is very similar to this, and we saw how insanely fast-paced that was. This is like that, but done at a correct pace.
No, I think this is well-paced. Onyankopon, I guess, has been cleared at this point.
Hanji can verify that he wasn't involved with the conspiracy because she was with him.
Okay.
And also, she just likes him.
Yeah. So Hanji just has a feeling that Niccolo has possibly got information.
Yeah, I think she trusts Niccolo to an extent. Oh, there's Peak.
Oh yeah, how did she get here so fast?
Yeah, I guess she swam.
I guess it's probably been a couple of weeks, I guess, since.
I think at some point they say it's been a month between now and the Marley attack. I like that one better than the last one. I think it has a lot more going on. I think it's more exciting.
Yeah, I agree. The Zachary explosion is so good. Come on, the Aaron Hill scene is.
As often as the Aaron scene gets misinterpreted, it is still a very good
It's
scene.
fire on its own. I can't hate it. I have to love it.
I gotta say, I do agree that the trailer version was better, but probably that's just because it was Time with Ashes on the Fire, honestly.
No, the pose is like more dynamic in the trailer, but less realistic because he's like hunched over in the anime. As it is like, that's how you'd have to actually look to put on a jacket. No, that scene's awesome. Zachary getting blown up is awesome.
Ship Machine coming back is very funny.
Very fun. The Jaegerist getting introduced in general. No, I like that one. I think that's a solid B as well.
I agree. Yeah.
That's a very solid B.
This is really odd because we know this happened, but we
Right.
also know the gas thing is a lie. They didn't freeze up like this. I think that part's what he's lying about because he doesn't want them to know what the
Oh, so
symptoms
he
are.
might have tranquilized them also with the gas?
Maybe, or this flashback here is just a lie. Oh, that was a cool in between. Did you see that?
Oh, did it do like
There's
the
like one frame.
outline? Yeah, no, those are cool. That's when Gluttonous was born.
Oh yeah.
Damn, it's kind of funny to see Mappa's take on these guys.
It is kind of weird how they just let him open a restaurant.
Don't you love Sasha's little glasses-wearing brother? Did she ever meet these children?
Sasha? I mean, presumably.
Well, she knew Kaya.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure she came back in the years in between. Not much
True.
to do.
I think it's a benefit of our horrible watching pace that I ask such bizarre peripheral questions.
I was thinking that too. I like that fire animation there.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Oh yeah, I guess I can talk about this.
Talk about the wine.
So they made this wine in Japan, and I tried really, really hard to get one of the bottles. It's super hard to ship alcohol overseas, so I tried to get an empty bottle. And then I finally got a deal on one, and it was like really like stained and gross. So I had to contact eBay support and be like, "This is not what I bought." I
You
kind of
never
just gave
should
up
have.
after that because
Yeah.
it's so hard to get it. I like how she says the one thing that would set him off.
Yeah, it's
The only
kind of
thing.
comical.
It is funny.
It's a little contrived, but it's funny.
This is like the most preachy the show gets.
I
I'd
like
say
this though
is-
thematically.
I like it too. I think it needs to be here. It's definitely a bit of an odd setup though. Like there's like 20,000 coincidences that allow this to happen.
It's also really funny because I think it's a powerful thesis, and I kind of like that Isayama says his themes to the audience here.
Yeah, it's a
little
good thing
bit.
he did. Otherwise, the reception would have been even more confused. Can you imagine people would really say it was
Can
like a
you-
pro rumbling series?
Can you imagine if people got confused and completely misunderstood Attack on Titan's themes?
No, that wouldn't happen ever.
I like that he completely just brained Falco here.
He did. He went fucking beast mode on him. I like how this single drop is somehow enough to infect him. Which,
Well, I think that's the point of showing the Zeke gas at the beginning of the episode, right?
well, look, it's one single drop is all that
it's
does
like
it.
the,
But
it's like the dollar, Mr. Krabs' dollar. Imagine if Krabs like pulling it away from his mouth there.
can you imagine if he just stabbed her to death here? It'd be a very different show.
Sasha's dad did. That's what happened in the AOE version of AOT. Like literally, they emphatically believed that would be the right thing for him to do.
Come down the hall. Sasha's dad had to stab this child to death.
Oh yeah, Aaron's not here yet, right?
Yeah, he's coming.
It's so funny that so much converges on Nicolo's restaurant.
It's an odd set piece because, like, whose restaurant is this? It's not his. He doesn't own a restaurant.
Oh, true.
He's an employee, but there's no other employees here. It's just him.
How did Aaron find out they were here again?
There's probably a reason.
You don't remember how Aaron just
Oh,
somehow
wait.
sensed that everyone important in the show had gathered in this single restaurant?
I think he was looking for more of the Marleyan volunteers, and I think they just happened to be there. Maybe he saw it in his memories also, I guess.
The shot of
Is-
Mr. Browse there looks like the shot of Millhouse in that one Simpsons episode.
Do you think he was like weighing his forest mentality with his desire to stab her to death?
Yeah. He looked like he gave it like 1% thought. It's also framed like he's about to do it there for a second.
Yeah. He always looks like he's about to play on the knife there. You know, like a
He's gonna shred.
look at the way he holds it. It took her a while to step in.
She says that like he's going to. I was about to say something really stupid.
What?
I was about to say, why does Hanji even want to stop him? I the Jaeger side of me came out there.
The forest is not the same here as it was in season 2.
The forest metaphor?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the last 4 years, this has been all he's had to think about. It is really funny to imagine the character just deciding he wanted his forest metaphor to be really profound.
Well, he basically did. He learned about racism 3 years ago or 4 years ago.
That is true. And then he's like, wait a second. But in real life, that even kind of happened with Isayama in the forest metaphor.
Yeah.
Like, he was going to kill Sasha in season 2, like we always talk about. He stumbled into creating something really beautiful. That's always kind of amazed me about it, is that, I don't know exactly how to put it into words right now, but Isayama...
What, that he took, like, something kind of standard and made it into, like, a...
Well, he didn't set out to do it. He set out to kill Sasha, but then by keeping her around and then killing her there, he created this whole thematic crux of his ending. I like that it developed like that organically. It's real.
I love what they do here in a second with the trees. I think it's... Oh, yeah, this is so cool. Because in the manga... You're not even watching.
I am watching.
No more phone.
Okay. Don't put that in the video. Maybe put it in.
Yeah, in the manga, this is just a few panels, but they did this really cool effect on the trees. Like, let's see, there's Erwin's suicide charge
Beast
in the forest versus Annie. Oh, there's Petra. Petra just died. It's weird they were planning it for that long. He means the first boat, like the one we saw a few episodes ago.
Like when Aaron picked it up?
Yeah, they already had it.
Zeke was planning that way ahead. He hadn't even made contact yet.
Yeah, I guess he was just hoping they wouldn't execute all these people on site.
So was his backup plan, if Aaron went against him, to just turn everyone on the island into a Titan?
That'd make more sense than this elaborate plan.
I guess so.
Yeah, this is really weird. Connie says here that the wine thing can't be true because they learned from Zeke that people freeze up. But, like, why are they putting any stock in that?
Maybe Connie's just stupid?
No, but why is that detail included? Because earlier in this episode, and I think the same chapter in the manga, that's when we learn about the freezing thing. And then it immediately gets debunked in the same episode. There was no point where we're like, oh, it might not be true because they didn't freeze. Like, it's just immediately disproven. There was no
Maybe just
thought on it.
Maybe just to make Connie feel that much more personally betrayed by Zeke, even though Zeke already fucking turned his mom into a zombie.
Maybe. This has always been weird to me.
It actually might just be a Connie character moment. Oh no, it's because the effectiveness of his little lie has been enormous.
If Zeke had not said the freezing up thing, no one would have thought anything different. Because no one was expecting, like...
People were drinking his wine before he fucking showed up.
It's not like he goes, oh, you can drink this wine. Don't worry. You'll freeze up if it has my fluid in it. like it had no bearing on anything. You think Zeke just had to, like, sit with an IV drip for a few weeks while they were collecting all this? Like, how did they get so much to put in all the wine bottles?
Elena must have been tapping that thing like... Let me pause on that.
I'm glad Bludgeon Card got a shout out. The one she just domed with a brick for no reason.
Yeah. Like, they just walked in from stage right, like, casually. Like, it was like Kramer walking in.
I love that scene. Wait, what is he planning here? What is he's looking at this table, even though they already decided to surrender.
What is his body with, like, 3
I was wondering
land masses?
Wait, what the fuck is this?
What is his body of, like, land?
Oh, there's Wim.
Wim?
Yeah.
Which one's Wim?
I think the blonde one.
How do you know one of them is a Wim, but not which one? Grayson's like evil Connie.
Okay. Don't get on your phone yet. What are you doing? We're ranking.
I like that one a lot.
It's a good one. I think it's like a pretty standard one though. My gut says B tier already.
I agree. The problem is a season 4B is immensely better than a season 1B.
I mean, I think it's a very low B. I don't know if you'd agree with that.
Low B?
Yeah. It would be close to a C for me, but I do think
really?
it's good.
I don't even think that at all.
I think it gets points because it has the show's thesis.
I like Sasha's dad a lot.
Yeah, that scene is really good, even if it is...
It has Flock's iconic
a little contrived to get
smile. It has Aaron's funny, like, entrance.
Yeah, but it's like... I mean, you're not going to go higher than B, right?
No.
Okay.
But I think it's a really solid one.
Yeah, it's solid. I'd say it's like a baseline good AOT episode.
Baseline good.
You agree with that?
Yeah, sure. That sounds good. Alright, phone away. Phone away.
That is not away. Turn it off.
I'm not giving
You
it.
just lost phone privileges.
I did not lose
Yes,
phone.
you did.
No.
I like how his cutting his hand is like his go-to move now.
It's
kinda
so
like
psycho.
It's like a pussy thing to do. Like he can't even fucking talk to them. I love how he's leaning back in his chair here.
He is.
Yeah, he's doing like the thing you do in elementary school where you like push back on the desk.
What's the significance of that?
That he's a man-child. Yeah, I think this scene is mainly about him coping to himself, really. Like he's trying to hype himself up.
I mean, in some capacity, he is pushing them away and trying to
Oh, yeah, that too.
do like. Do you think
Yes.
he's trying to do the?
What is he doing?
Oh my god.
He does it. It's intentional because he does it in the manga too, and it's way more pronounced there.
He really is like a 13-year-old.
This one's just a dickhead move.
Yeah, no, he is frustrated at Armin, but Mikasa he isn't really frustrated at.
And it was interesting because when the chapter came out, no one doubted he was lying, really. He was either he's lying or he's being controlled by the Attack Titan because people thought it had like a will of its own.
But then people started really buying into. Oh yeah, no, he's always hated Mikasa the whole series.
Yeah, like no one actually believed it.
What would you call his single motive for doing this? Like this whole his weird speech to them.
Oh yeah, he doesn't want them to be associated with him because Armin thinks back later, and Armin realizes Aaron's about to do the full rumbling, and he thinks back to this moment, and he's like,
He's literally just trying to position them.
yeah, he wants them to not be culpable.
Yeah.
Inventing the thing about the headaches is pretty psycho, though.
Well, they are real. He probably doesn't yet understand. Oh yeah, no, he doesn't yet understand that it's Ymir.
Yeah, which is really weird. I find it hard to believe that Isayama planned the Ymir thing for a decade, but they are there in the early chapters. This is so evil. It's kind of the start of her arc in a way.
She really did just instinctively do it though.
In the very last bit, when they're in their Titan forms, beating the shit out of each other, it's kind of like a continuation of this.
How so?
They're fighting in the same way. It's like a fist fight between their two colossal titans. Eren wins again, though.
Well, it's not even close to a fair fight.
Yeah. Wait, what? Were you quoting that?
Yes.
What the fuck? Why?
Because I knew he was about to say it.
How do you remember that?
Oh, that's a memorable line, I think. Can't believe you didn't remember that line.
I was like, okay, I guess you're saying he's stronger. Like, yeah, that's true.
No, that's literally exactly what Eren says to him. No, Eren did come here for the location of Zeke.
Oh, yeah.
How the fuck did he know
weird.
they'd be here at this random restaurant?
So this line was always confusing.
Who's the slave that bows to a bastard?
This is a bad translation. And they originally said, who's the slave to a piece of shit? Which I don't think was an accurate translation either, because then the anime added the line where he says, you were right, Armin, I'm a slave to freedom. Which I think it's calling back to this, because it can't be calling back to anything else. So I think the correct meaning is more like...
Who's the dumbass slave again?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He gets
because
offended.
obviously he just cares about the slave part. The bowing to a bastard meant nothing to him.
I really like how they drilled a hole in the Titan.
I was about to talk
made.
about that, yeah.
What are you going to say?
Well, they figured out how to break Titan hardening.
That is a little weird.
How did they drill it?
It's possible to because the wall gets a crack in it in season 1.
Right, but you need like Titan power. Did Eren or Armin like chisel it maybe?
I've never had a problem with them being able to break Titan hardening.
But they don't know how.
I mean, it's not like they could do Annie because it would probably kill her. But yeah, I like the detail that this is still here.
Yeah.
And the hole created by Bertolt there, which is now the lake. They cut out a lot of his explanation here. His plan was to have a Jaegerist eat Zeke and then feed that Jaegerist to Historia.
Oh, yeah.
He
Or
doesn't
Historia's
explain-
kid, you mean?
I don't think his plan was to have the kid eat it.
The kid would eat it at 13 if a scout...
Well, they're not
His-
going to keep a Jaegerist in prison for 13 years with the Titan power.
Couldn't they just have one of his random grunts do it?
Well, they know that the Jaegerist is then going to be eaten by Historia, so they want to use someone that they don't give a shit about. Because they know whoever gets the Titan from Zeke will then be fed to someone else, more reliable. And he doesn't want to sacrifice one of his guys for that. He was just going to tear his limbs off and then feed him to one of the Jaegerists who are on their way here.
I like that guy's just doing that.
I like the guy in the hammock.
Oh, these dullards are all about to die. So, Levi did figure out the wine shit, or did get word of it?
No, they don't know about the wine.
He just decided, fuck you, Zeke.
He knows the Jaegerists are coming to try to rescue Zeke. He's basically had enough. He's saying, like, screw this guy. We're not going to play by his rules anymore. We're just going to eat him now. Zeke wants them to wait for Historia's baby. And Levi's saying, we're not doing that. We're just going to do it now. I love how he's already running here. He ran so fast it created a whirlwind.
He looks so dope you're running away.
They have a nice tracking shot here. Well, a low frame rate tracking shot, but it does look cool. It's confirmation that Anka Reinberger did not drink the wine.
Is she a teetotaler?
Getting the freezing up thing.
Yeah, what was it just for these like moments of Levi and Connie specifically being betrayed by it?
Imagine if they did freeze up. Zeke's
Yeah.
like, nothing to see.
Yeah.
Not Varys.
Oh.
Wait, Varys?
Isayama probably did name him after Varys. Because this is definitely around his Game of Thrones watch. Because he also named the last chapter Children of the Forest. That's so weird to think about. That random scout got named after the spider for no reason.
Oh, this is the Flossing Titan.
Oh, yeah. They didn't really make him flossing correctly, though.
Yeah. In the manga, you can see his arms are clearly going behind his body.
Yeah.
Weird choice of the wrap here, you gotta say. They made that really gruesome in the
Yeah.
Blu-ray. Didn't look that bloody in the
I was
original.
going to say, I don't remember that. I was about to say Monkey didn't look that bad, but then he looked bad. Why does he have like a weird gray scab on his back?
Oh, that's his. He's protecting his nape with his hardening. That looked really bad. Why does he move it 2 FPS?
Looks like Berserk 26. Okay, no, it doesn't, but
It's not that bad.
okay, that shot is kind of that bad.
I think it looks fine there when he's not moving.
I mean, even that looks nice, though.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not very long. Like, that's already over. I love how meaty he is.
Ew, he looks so scary.
Yeah, I've never seen the version of this episode uncensored.
God. Yeah, because it's all shadows and stuff. He looks like Dead Bart.
This Titan that's moving here is specifically the Titan that puts Zeke in his stomach to heal him. The
This
Ymir
thing?
sends. Yes, because remember one gets up.
Oh.
This is setting that up, which is one of the most bizarre things in the whole series, but we'll talk about that when we get to
Well,
it.
is there a neck there still attached to that tongue?
I guess there was enough of one. But it seems like Ymir controlled that one herself to go save him, which is really odd. God, the fall off of the recruits is really sad. Or how he fucking grabbed Connie's head. None of these guys have that kind of aura. I feel like he should push back against that a little bit more.
I think he would have if he didn't immediately get interrupted by like Heinrich Himmler walking in.
Oh my god, he was actually shooting his foot.
He's like Wheatley. He's so stupid. I like how Shadis didn't even flinch. Like, oh, I guess this guy's in charge now.
He's a bunch of simpletons.
It's like, have you seen that TikTok?
What?
Where this kid is arguing with the teacher and he's like, I am now the alpha.
I am now the alpha. The alpha takes priority over the teacher.
Do you think he's getting Grisha flashbacks? Being unfairly compared to Eren like that?
Probably thinks about Grisha a lot.
I think so too.
I feel like at some point there's diminishing returns on the amount of people that can beat him up. Like, it's like the situation with the ape and the 100 people. Like,
Yeah.
there's only like 10 people around him who can reasonably do any damage. They're just gonna be standing there like, oh fuck, I don't want to go to prison. You know,
Shadis
like-
could beat 100 recruits.
かかってきたところで相手にならん
He strengthens all of their resolves with that somehow. They're like, never mind. We have to teach this old man a lesson. Imagine just going to school and by the end of the day you've beaten up your teacher. Oh, she looks horrible back there. She looks like vanilla.
That's the shot. I was talking about this in our season 3 part 2 video. In the
What?
credits, in the last credits, the very end, even after the credits actually, there's this shot of Eren sitting like this, but it's not this Eren. It's like 1 year time skip Eren.
Weird. I guess that's his favorite pondering spot. I feel like he's just doing this for fun.
I think he is. I mean, he gets karma for this because he gets blown up. I guess he never does get his glasses back. They probably got destroyed.
Oh yeah, weird.
He was just wearing it for show anyways. That's a good one. I think
It's a good one.
it's about the same as the last one.
Yeah. I mean, it has the I've always hated you thing.
This is definitely one of the downgrades from the manga. I think that's undeniable. But it's not like the original manga fight was like that crazy. I don't think the Eren scene is a downgrade from the manga, but I do think
I think that scene is less pivotal than people kind of pretend it is.
it's just sort of Mikasa's character arc. But yeah, he's lying there. He doesn't mean pretty much most of it. Yeah, good episode, just not anything super crazy.
No, I'd throw that in B for sure, I think.
Yeah, I think, well, let me rephrase, because I think on your first time watching, and especially when this chapter came out, I think it was crazy then, seeing him say that, because that was so unlike anything Eren's done.
Yeah. Yeah, no, as a first time viewer, that definitely
Especially
feels
if
like
you're
a bigger thing.
really attached to the characters also.
It could be an A. I
Uh,
think B's fine.
Yeah, I don't think it's an A.
I'd throw it in B. I think it kind of has diminishing returns when you have seen the ending and are
Yeah.
rewatching and whatnot. Really good though.
Yeah, I think the next one is definitely the highlight of this half of the season.
This is so Lion King.
It's evil Lion King.
It's like, Simba, none of this is our land.
I've always thought it was weird how...
Yeah.
Why are they out of the... So they're outside of the zone right now. So they got like some kind of permit, which is interesting because it seems like they can't do that usually.
Maybe because he's a doctor. I would think his job would probably be why he was able to leave.
Young Magath is kind of hot.
What?
Nothing.
That was nothing.
Yeah.
Don't put that
I'm not
in.
gonna put that in.
They look happy here.
Yeah. Well, they're only happy because he's doing what they wanted to do. They're horrible.
They're terrible parents. This episode is really grueling, actually. We have to talk about Grisha's vocal performance in this and in the social dance club.
I think that they know, right? They have to know that they're going to like an Eldian thing.
Grisha's parents?
Yeah. They're going to the social dance club. He's even like, don't
Maybe
go.
they just think they're like yuppies.
I like how the grandparents who were horrible to Grisha are now the good guys here.
Also, this is a man who Eren Yeager will one day mentally torment.
That is such a crazy reveal that it's the ED.
Oh yeah, the tragedy of Lago.
This is definitely the best episode in this part of the season.
Yeah, it is.
A really great depiction of like generational trauma. Or what even is it? Like abuse?
Yeah, cyclical trauma, cyclical abuse. How
man.
old is Zeke here?
I didn't realize they redrew that. I think he's like 7. Maybe?
Jesus.
Zeke just doesn't. He does not want to be here.
He doesn't want to be alive.
Well, not yet. Jesus. I think he
Well-
wants to die yet.
He's fucking miserable. Look at him.
Yeah, because his parents are abusing him.
Damn, this is a tough one.
The timeline of the Warriors confuses me also.
How's that?
There's no one else from his age group who has the Titans, seemingly.
Wasn't he on the first end of the Warriors that were ever made?
Yeah, but I'm saying in the modern day, there's none. It's all the younger.
Well, I guess we don't really know who had it before all of Reiner and Annie and them. At some point, the Beast Titan must have got off track with the rest of the Titans because they're not inherited at the same time.
Yeah, it just like got desynced, I guess. So do you think Saber is manipulating him here? Because it seems like...
He did see him from a distance.
I can't tell because he's doing the eye thing. Like his eyes are hidden, which seems like... it's
Yeah,
making
that
him-
is shady anime behavior.
Did we talk about the theory that like he and the owl were working together to settle this up?
I don't think we did.
Yeah, some people thought that because it seems like Xavier singles him out to like groom him almost, which I don't think is the intention.
I don't think it's nefarious. I think he might intentionally be playing up all of it and a little manipulating, but I think it's because he's the kind of the odd one out and like
Yeah.
gentle and less try hard than the other warriors. Xavier has his euthanasia thing already. At this point, he already does, correct?
Yeah. It's just like...
I think, and he recognizes Zeke isn't, I guess, as warlike as the other warrior candidates.
yeah.
So I think he's kind of manipulating it so that the one, and maybe he
'Cause-
realizes he's the most impressionable of them.
Yeah, because he is manipulating it a little bit because he already knew Zeke's name, who we saw from the other scene. I like how so much of this series comes down to Grisha not doing the right thing here.
He's so terrible. His frame's so evil too.
Man, he's slow. It's
Yeah,
like...
he is.
Okay, at a certain point, I feel like you know...
Grisha has a dud here. It's such an irony that Eren would have loved everything Grisha was doing to him here. His voice actor does so much.
It is crazy. It's like they actually got him to abuse a child in the booth.
It's so scary.
And it's weird because Grisha's voice actor does almost nothing else.
Yeah, and he didn't stand out like that much in the show until this episode, and then he goes crazy in the 122.
I feel like Isayama's kind of like at his best here, though,
Yeah, this is his best.
in terms of
Stretch.
character writing. I think it's very difficult to write convincing abuse like this.
I think probably maybe his strongest stretch ever. I know maybe RTS, but maybe this through like 123-ish.
I didn't think about what you were saying with Eren because it is like...
You never thought
extra.
about the irony there?
Yeah, it is like extra. It's like an extra layer that he abuses Zeke because he wants him to become Eren, and then he wants Eren to be what Zeke wasn't, but then Eren becomes horrible.
Eren is naturally what he wanted here. Zeke is exactly the kid he would have wanted on Paradis. Definitely some like weird nature nurture stuff there.
Lucky
Oh,
he
God.
overheard this.
Yeah, seriously. And then decided to sell out his father.
Well, he only sells him out because of Xavier, which is another funny thing because for a few years people were like, isn't it a little unbelievable that a little child would sell his parents? But then there was actually an explanation that no, he was goaded into doing that by another adult.
Yeah.
Oh my
that
god, that look on his face is so bad.
Yeah, he looks so evil there. God. Grisha is such a bastard to this child. He really, oh my god. And her too.
Oh, they cut out a great line here though.
What's that?
Or no, it's right after this. Grisha says, or he says, I just wanted to show her the airship or something. Like he's like thinking back on it. And he's clearly
Oh,
still
damn. I
traumatized
wish
by
I
it.
wouldn't have cut that.
Notice something crazy.
What?
It says Innocent Titan.
Really?
That's their version of Pure Titan. Is
Oh, what? It's holy shit. I didn't even think
Pure
about
as an
that.
innocent?
I've never thought about that. I thought it just meant like unadulterated Titan.
Me too.
That's fucking crazy. That's what pure Titan means?
Oh, that was a recreation of the frame from the basement reveal. It's frame.
Oh,
like
yeah, but it's like
The direction of the
yeah.
airship is the same.
Yeah, it is weird. I never thought about that. I'm never gonna say K-Saver or
Me neither.
Kasaver, but it is a real name, isn't it?
Yeah. It seems like Xavier loves him.
He
but
does.
it's
He does. I think he genuinely does care about him. I don't think he's just trying to groom him
Yeah.
to for his
There's like,
ideology.
there's like a weird aspect though.
Like, I mean, obviously, he wouldn't be a great foil for Grisha if he was just trying to push ideology the same way Grisha is.
I like how we age a few years and Zeke is suddenly voiced by Dio.
I was about to say exactly that. When his voice dropped and he became Dio?
The thing about altering their bodies is very odd. 'Cause does that come back up?
Is it a Zeke penis? No, because we don't see Zeke penis.
What?
Like when they rebuild Zeke without a penis. There's probably something we're obviously forgetting here.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, it's really just setting up for his euthanasia. It's really-
okay. That
sorry.
duh. How the do we forget? That's like
Yeah.
a huge plot point. That's why.
Yeah,
That's why that's.
he's setting
included.
up for he can make them all infertile. This episode is really beautiful. Like, I've noticed visually.
It's so funny that Zeke independently reached the same idea,
That's so funny. These two antinatalists hanging out.
which is also a point leaning towards Xavier not grooming him.
Yeah, true. He doesn't really push that much on it. What was Grisha's end plan with Zeke in there, though?
He wanted him to be chosen to go to the island,
And then what?
steal the founder.
But then he'd just be a royal-blooded founder.
I don't think they knew that though.
He didn't know about the vow.
Yeah, they didn't know. This is brutal.
This shit is... I don't remember it being so visible. Good lord.
I like the goat.
Yeah.
'Cause that goat made him into one for some reason.
Oh, yeah, because this is before he's a warrior. Because Zeke is happy with that. Zeke knows he has royal blood, correct?
I believe so.
Has he told Xavier this?
I'm assuming so.
Oh, yeah, duh, he did, because...
Okay, yeah. So this is how Zeke knew about the plan that took
Right.
Aaron multiple seasons to figure out.
Yeah. It's funny that it establishes that only for him to be like, actually, I figured out how to make Ymir obey
Mhm.
me and not you, Aaron, only for Aaron to undo that through sheer will.
Someone commented something about how they were able to break the vow, and it was a good explanation. So I don't want
Yeah, put that on
Uh,
screen.
to. The fucking clapping guy.
It's funny they always do a golf clap at the end of this. Does that happen each time?
So this is right after season 2, but it's interesting because Ymir isn't here. Maybe she's in like the brig.
They must have immediately shipped her off.
or she's in the brig.
So is this their first meeting since...
Yeah. So we see a little bit more of this later, I think. Aaron's here on Yelena's instructions, so I don't know how they found each other, but they must have been some agreed on terms or something.
Sorry, remind me, how did Yelena, like, sneak that over to Aaron?
So Aaron went to go see her. They got it so that Flock was the guard station to Yelena's house arrest, yeah.
Yeah.
So then Aaron just came over and talked to her.
So they just appeal to Flock's, like, simplicity?
Yeah. Flock was just their middleman, and then from there they talked about the plans for the festival and all the stuff. And then when the scouts went to Marley, then Aaron acted on the plan.
And that's funny, because Armin says that day Aaron left our side, but I guess Aaron was probably waiting to see how... Even
Yeah.
though he had seen the future and knew he was going to do it, he was probably waiting to see how things were going to unfold with the
Yeah, because
talks before
yeah,
he left.
the whole time they're in Marley, Aaron already has this plan in mind. He would have had to.
Mhm.
I mean, we know for a fact he does.
Yeah.
But it seems like not until they go to that panel for the Eldian rights,
Mhm.
then that's when Aaron is like, okay, yeah, I'm just.
He
gonna
makes
go.
like he makes peace with that. He's about to do it.
It seems like it, yeah. It's so funny when Aaron showed up to Yelena. Yelena must have been like, "So Aaron, how do you feel about sterilization of the Eldian race?"
And he was like, "Hell yeah."
Yeah,
That's so weird.
And then later, he's like, okay, we're going to pretend to do Zeke's plan. So Flock would have also had to been like, yeah, I hate Eldians. And it might seem unbelievable that Zeke would assume that Eren has the same insane ideology as him, but we see later that he didn't trust Eren the whole time.
Yeah. It's also especially tragic rewatching because he really does want to trust him.
This is so weird how... So he's remembering Grisha's memory, which would include seeing Eren. He says he feels the physical sensation of Grisha crushing the race children.
Yeah.
He's remembering Grisha's memory of seeing himself. It's really weird. There's like 4 layers. He remembers the events of chapter 121.
But he remembers Grisha
From Grisha's
like,
POV.
sitting there with his knife and Eren like whispering in his own ear pretty much.
Yeah.
That must have been it must have taken him like a minute to figure out what he had just seen. I like that on first watch and first read, this is like framed as the reveal of Eren's true plan.
They left off on having people think Eren was
it's-
genuinely believing Zeke's plan. which
It's
is so
not
funny.
like framed that convincingly. Like they're like in a second here, the ball isn't actually caught.
Yeah. It was just funny.
Yeah.
If you took it at face value, you'd believe that for a full year.
I remember you being mad about that.
But yeah, no, because we don't see that he didn't catch the ball here. That's a reveal.
Oh, right.
This episode has extra production value.
It does, and I can take a tanking of the Beast Titan fight from the last episode for the sake of this.
I agree.
You didn't consider for a second that Zeke would blow himself up?
By all accounts, it doesn't make any sense for him to blow himself up here. He should not have survived this. He only survived because Ymir personally intervenes. Okay.
All right, time to rank.
I think that is a really great episode. It's very well written. It makes Zeke into like a 10 times more interesting character than he was.
That's
before
always
that.
been one of my favorites. I agree. I think S.
I would agree.
Yeah. I don't think quite S+, but it's really good.
No, definitely S+.
It's close, though.
There's very few shows that cover this kind of like really nuanced generational trauma and does it so well.
I agree.
And it's crazy that this is in here. Yeah,
It's one of the best
think-
character backstory, probably the best character backstory moments.
Yeah, it makes Zeke go from like a interesting, fun villain to like one of the most tragic.
One of the best
interesting
written characters that Isayama has.
Yeah.
I think solid S.
I agree.
Oh, we can talk about Crotchgate.
Oh, that's the next one.
Fuck.
The horses in this show always get screwed over so bad.
They're unlucky.
Oh yeah. So this flower, it's not so much framed the same here in the manga though. It's
Mhm.
1-to-1 with the way the flower's framed in Ymir's flashback.
Weird.
Oh, there she is. That's her first appearance too, which is why it seems like it's not an accident.
That is weird that that's Ymir Fritz's first appearance. Why is this Titan so handsome also?
So she like regenerated it from the little tiny bit that was left. This is the weirdest thing in like the whole series.
Oh yeah, it like births him.
For some reason this heals him.
It looks like George Harrison on the Revolver album cover.
Last time with this intro,
Yeah.
feels like it's been...
We ran out of things to say about it a while ago.
That's an understatement.
Who prepared this divine meal?
Probably Niccolo.
Damn, that dude has been worked like a dog today.
He's the only one who cooks here.
He's cooking for like the entire island.
I think it's clever how they use the city to self-contain because they know they could become the Titans and how bad it would be if Titans got loose in Walmaria. It's interesting how he's calling back to the Marleyan armbands here.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, never mind. He fucking says it.
It's funny we've like a couple times during this session independently arrived at conclusions the show is trying to get us to arrive at.
Oh yeah, they don't even know.
Yeah, and Yankapan doesn't. What does he think that ends is here? That they're just,
I think he assumes they genuinely just want to help these people.
but that they're holding them hostage like in a nice way.
Probably the assumption would be it's retaliation for imprisoning the volunteers.
Yeah, the Titan wine thing. He's probably like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he doesn't know about it. John gets a little white knighty here. Oh, actually, he's defending Eren. Never mind.
Weird. It's kind of funny because Eren was attempting to get them all on the same page that Jean and Connie were on. And he can't even do that right because now he's making Jean reconsider instead of anything.
He probably went too far. Like, his behavior was too weird.
Yeah, no, and John's even like, that's kind of not right. Like, for some reason, it's really easy for Connie to make the leap and think, well, Eren's just evil now. And I guess to an extent, he's right.
John gets really good from here on out.
Yeah.
He's almost more proactive than Armin is, which is why me and a lot of other people thought he would become the scout commander.
I remember that. People thought he would kill Flock.
Yeah.
And then it was Mikasa.
I'm definitely glad he didn't become commander because I think his thing is still really interesting.
Have we talked about Jean Casa one time during this?
John Kaza. I guess we can talk about it now. They have like 5 interactions across the whole series. For some reason, they're shipped by certain people.
I don't know if we can include this. We might get crucified.
Well, it's weird because in the final credit scene, or in the manga at least, it looks like Isayama's implying they end up together, but like not directly confirming it, which is really funny.
And the anime does away with that. That is so crazy. I think Niccolo is like, Jesus Christ, I didn't want that.
I think everyone is.
Well, no one else was antagonizing or arguing with Grease. They were all just watching.
She just fucking executed him in front of everyone. There were
Yeah.
kids in here.
Yeah, Jesus. I've never even like focused on that scene.
Yeah.
Grease's,
I love that scene.
Grease's death has always been so tangential.
So it's like Sasha fan service to have that guy insult her and then just immediately get shot in the head.
He also knew about the potato somehow. I love that Aaron calls her Brad who kills Sasha. They have a kind of funny relationship.
Yeah, I wish there was more of it almost.
I do too. He holds her hostage and then she blows his head off, and that's their like entire arc. That is such a crazy reveal. Peak walking in. That guy died for nothing.
We were wondering how she would come back into the story because we saw. a
Yeah, because
few
we knew that she was on
episodes ago.
Paradis.
Yeah. The way Aaron reacts to her here is interesting too because I don't think he's seen this moment because he seems genuinely surprised by this, and he seems surprised later when Porco transforms underneath him
Yeah.
at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
But he does act recklessly here, so I think he's acting knowing that he can't die here. They do this weird thing here where she pretends to join him for a minute.
Yeah, this is such a odd thing. I don't blame Mappa for how things went. You know, this was not an ideal time to make an anime, especially one so ambitious as this. But this is just an odd finale spot.
It is really odd. But I like it because the next episode is one of my favorites. I think it's one of the best season intros.
I don't know where else it would have ended.
There was no other place to do it, really.
Because people say it should have ended at the headshot, but that wouldn't have worked.
that would have been horrible.
That's like Walking Dead cliffhanger level.
So she's misunderstanding here. She thinks that he saw her footprints, or like someone else did. But I think he
had no way of knowing that she was here.
yeah.
She did not get detected at all. She fully made it in undetected.
He's not surprised because he knows that even if stuff like this happens, it won't affect the fact that he'll eventually
Right.
reach his goal.
It's also interesting that she's camouflaged as a scout and also a Jaegerist specifically with her white band.
Oh, did she have the white band?
Yeah. She posed as a Jaegerist like to get here, assumedly. Assumedly killed someone else for it, too. It's a bizarre place to throw Peak's backstory.
He's doing it again.
What?
The hand thing.
Yeah, he's weird.
He pulls it out at every chance. It's like the 4th time.
He's so over the top. Well, he doesn't know how he's going to get out of it. He just
Yeah.
knows he is.
The hypothetical where they do euthanasia plan is really funny because it would just be a bunch of like 80-year-olds who still have the founding titan.
Yeah, at that point, I feel like Marley would still like nuke them.
It's hard to take in everything they're saying here, but I've had to draw back on this scene so many times in so many different videos because
Really?
it's the only time it like really all gets laid out.
The euthanasia plan?
Yeah, and specifically the public idea was to do the 50-year plan, which just means
Keep having kids and eating kids. And
for the next 50 years until
Yeah.
they're advanced and not need the titans. So this is the modified 50-year plan, which is the same, except
now they can't reproduce.
they'd have to keep one of his story's children alive so that if Marley attacked, they would just instantly feed someone to the child so then they could do the partial rumbling.
She doesn't buy into this at all.
It seems like she does a little.
Oh, Falco's hanging out with Niall.
Yeah, weirdly that gets followed up on. You can see Porco in one of these shots coming up.
That's funny. Right there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you see him again there.
Yeah, that's very front center.
I like how all the soldiers are like enamored by Peak, even the Jaegerists. I feel like they went to Polnareff's Infinite Stairs here.
Yeah, they did. Dio keeps pushing, or Zeke keeps pushing them down. It's weird that with this Gambit, Peak, like, it's just kind of funny that this directly leads to her joining the Alliance.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she keeps on the scout uniform for the rest of the series from this random guy she probably killed and stole it from.
That's so weird to think about. But she doesn't really have the scout mentality.
No, but she still sides with them. Weirdly good shot there.
Yeah.
It's funny how he stops right over where Porco's hiding.
Yeah, what if he was just standing like 30 feet up?
And just be like, Aaron, can you step back a little bit? This scene is very well.
It is well
animated.
done.
This is one of the few times where the Titans are 2D.
What a betrayal.
Their lines lasted like 10 minutes.
Did anyone either viewer or in universe think that was correct.
Yeah, probably not. That is a great moment though.
I guess for her, she had no choice but to try that. But Aaron was just like, "Fuck it, let's
Yeah,
give it a try."
that is amazing animation.
so good.
The way that Porco's animated there is the same as the Titan who bites off his leg in episode 5.
That's so funny. It's like because they didn't really have a finale, they had to put a ton into this transformation and square.
No,
off.
it's really awesome though. Like you can see even there, the wind is cut by Porco's claws, like it goes around them.
Yeah. Wow. Really well done.
Aaron looks so good in 2D here also.
He does. Makes you wish.
No, I think Aaron's 3D is amazing in part 2.
I do agree. Though he don't look great. Oh God, he looks good.
He's so scary.
He does look evil. Maybe he knows, but it's kind of if he doesn't, it's funny. He has a sixth sense that Reiner's in that plane.
I don't think he does know Reiner's there. I think he's just assuming.
He has a feeling.
They got really screwed by having to end here.
Yeah,
But
they
I don't
did.
think it affected anything long term.
No, it didn't, and I'm very glad. I think in the moment I thought, oh, this is a really weird finale, and I hope it pulls well.
Well, it was extra weird because the manga ended like a week after this. It was a weird time for AOT.
Oh yeah,
I think it's a really good episode.
I think it's great.
probably solid B. I can say off the bat.
Really?
You think it's lower?
No, I wouldn't go lower. I don't know if I'd go A.
I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't go A. I think it's good. It does what it needs to. It's just setting up the battle and it's some really awesome animation.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. Really,
Yes.
not much else to add. It's a weird
Yeah.
finale.
Not much to say.
It's not Mappa's fault.
But
It
do you agree? B.
yeah, I think that's fair.
We should wrap up this season. I think we talked about Marley arc as a separate thing last time, so we can't really talk about this because it's like the first half of an arc, basically. It is interesting. We have such a long string of Bs, though. We have 68, 69, 70 is a C, 71, 72, 73. It's not like a fault of the story. It's just like it's a setup for an arc that would not come out for another year. So it's just kind of unfortunate.
I mean, yeah, it's when this season came out. It was not a good time to
So I
be making art.
I think let's wait until the end of the next video to talk about War for Parody.
Yeah, no, yeah. There's not much to say about all that, but season 4, part 1 is. I mean, it's the quarantine season.
I am excited for next season's one. Probably my favorite overall season. But,
Yeah, no, I think it's hard to beat. Wow, there's hardly anything left.
It is crazy to see. Any
Yeah.
closing
I
thoughts? for the
have
fans?
I have fond memories of season 4's first half.
Oh, you mean
well,
second half? Oh, you mean the season 4 part 1, part 2?
The thing we just watched.
Okay.
Season 4, the first half
So
of season
confusing.
4.
Okay. Say a closing message to the fans.
I love you.
Bye.